Hello everyone, just shooting a small video for you to see if I can help a few folks out. I got a Beta Xtrainer here. This is a 2017. I had these forks from my gas, which I kept. I revalved them and I have shortened them now for the Xtrainer, so I'll go show you that. But these were from a 2008 250F off of a Yamaha. I know the offset's a little different, but the forks are amazing, so I went ahead and just used them because I had them. I can't really tell any difference anyways. But, so here it goes. I'm just going to do this easy. I'm just doing like a little slideshow. So let's get at it. So here's the forks disassembled on my bench. And I'm going to shorten them now. So there's two ways to do this. You can get a solid piece of stock and bore it out so that it matches the taper on this mid valve here. What I did is I had a piece of aluminum that was very close to the size. I inserted a piece of vinyl tubing inside the tube and I pressed it over this. It's a very tight fit. I don't expect it to move. I'm pretty sure that vinyl is going to get hung right up in here. I will disassemble it and check it in a while, but I got a friend who made my bushings for me, so I might get him to do that for me as well. We'll see how that goes. Here it is pressed on there. So I believe I shortened it 30 millimeters for, I think your total is supposed to be 900 millimeters. So here is the outer tube for the spring. On this fork there's a circlip that's right in here, so you have to cut that out. It was really no problem. I just cut most of it through with a hacksaw on an angle, and then I took two pairs of pliers and kind of turned one way and the other way, and it just snapped out, so no big deal. So what I've done is I figured out the distance plus the 30 millimeters, and I'm just sliding a tube over it to make the difference. This is the top of the fork here, and I've used a washer. It's actually a spring preload washer from a 2000 KTM that had the 43 millimeter forks on it, and I've just slid some rubber in there, and some EPDM rubber just to kind of fill up the difference so this tube didn't rattle around on me. And then I put another washer down here at the bottom, and you can see the where that retainer was. So this is the spring will ride up right against this piece of it. This is a stock piece for the KYB forks. You can see my spacing, my washer, my tube, my washer. I don't expect that's going to give me any trouble. This is the triple clamps. I did everything the way Beta did. Everything went together really nicely. I just drilled and tapped here and here. I put all the original hardware back on, so the headlight bolts right back in the way it was. This is kind of a blurry shot, but this is the top of the triple clamp, so you can see I tap and drilled down here at the bottom one. I tap and drilled, and then that fender retainer comes up and just bolts in, so it gives the fender some support. I was able to reuse the stock fender. I just had to re-drill, I think, the back two holes, so I just figured that out and did that, so that works. There they are on the machine. That's my little basic sketch when I was trying to figure everything out. What the back side is 14 millimeters. This slides into the tube. This piece here is the oil seal is going to sit there, and then the bearing, and then this distance here which worked out to 18 millimeters. Will butt up against the fork leg, will be right here, and then you got to bore a 20-inch hole through there. So I pass this off to my friend. He's got a lathe, and he's pretty smart. So smarter than me. This is his drawing, and what he did is he actually put a lip in here for the oil seal, and he figured all that out and did a really nice job. Trying to get this to focus again. There we go. So it worked out really well. One side here worked out to be 18. The side with the rotor ended up to be 16, and that worked bang on with the caliper bracket. All as I did is I used the caliper bracket from the 2008 Yamaha, and I used the caliper from the Beta. So those are the bushings and spacers all combined. You can't get a bearing to work out with the 20 millimeter axle, and then the hubs from the Beta. If you want to use a Yamaha wheel, it'd be a lot easier, but had that nice shiny hub, so I wanted to make use of it. So let's get back. Now the top triple clamp, what I did is I pressed the stem out of the bottom triple clamp from the Beta. It was the same size as the bottom triple clamp on the Yamaha, so I pressed it in because the distance from the top on the frame is different, so you have to use the Beta stem. The top triple clamp was different. I had to send it in to the machine shop. It was no big deal. They bored it out to 28 millimeters, and everything just worked out perfect. I had the triple clamps powder coated, so they did a nice job. This is kind of a quick and dirty method, but it worked well. I did exactly the same thing on my gas, and it never gave me any trouble at all. That's my steering stop. It used to be located down here, which you could actually do. It would come in contact with this and scratch the hell out of it, but you can do it. I just use this. This is a trailer door bumper. You can get them in RV stores. So I just drilled a small hole, and I used a self-tapping screw, and I just popped it in there. So there it is when it comes in contact with it, and it gives you a real tight turning radius. Worked out well, and it has some squish, and it can take the support. Well, that's about it, guys. Any questions, you can leave them below. But otherwise, it turned out great. I rode it today. The bike's amazing. Track straight. Handles all those nice 4-inch rocks really well. Much nicer than the stock fork. And this worked out well for me since I had the forks. They were sprung for me, revalved. So shortening them was really no big deal. I just wanted to use the Yamaha clamps because everything I thought it was the simplest thing to do. Have a good day. Bye.